Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Claw and Hammer. Today we're going to talk about this vegetable garden that I'm making in this planter that used to be used for flowers. It's roughly 2 feet by 7 feet and it's made out of Corten steel. The soil, I had added some volcanic rock, some perlite to it. So it's good soil, and it's pretty ready. It's pretty much ready for planting of our vegetables. I have here selected out all my vegetables in seed form. So this is going to be sowed from seeds, grown from seeds, and it is small, but you don't really need a huge garden when it's just 2 people, and that's what we are here. We're just 2 people. This should be enough to make, we should get enough vegetables to make, salads for most of the summer with this. I'm in Southern California, in Los Angeles, so we do get year-round sun, and you want to pick a place where you're going to get about 6 hours of sun, and preferably a place that you're going to see. And this helps people kind of remember that they have a garden and remember that they need to go out and water it and take care of it. I also have a little journal, and this is my garden journal, where I can put down and remember all my plants, my watering schedule, and it helps me, organize my thoughts so that I can have a better garden here. I'm not an amazing vegetable garden maker, so this is an experiment for me as well, and hopefully what I come out with you guys can learn something from, and maybe learn from my mistakes, or maybe learn something or teach me something that I don't know. So hopefully this thing comes out great and we get some good vegetables from it, and in the future I'll just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is the start of it. So here we go. Alright, so here we are actually in our garden, and it's fairly level. It's not too crazy. And I've laid out exactly how I want to plant this garden out. Now, kind of more for aesthetics reasons, I'm going with the lower lying plants to this side, and at the end I'm gonna have some beans going up. So what I have here is some lettuce that's gonna go here, and I have 2 varieties of lettuce. I have a variety, let's see here, I have an iceberg, your old light iceberg lettuce, and I have a green romaine lettuce that's gonna go here. And so what I'm gonna do is just kind of lay my seed packets out, how I'm gonna plant them, just to get an idea of what this is gonna look like. So 2 varieties of carrots, tender sweet and a chantenay. Hope I said that right. And then we have a radish. We have some onions, some evergreen bunching, some early green broccoli, which does take up a lot of room, but we're still gonna plant it anyway. And then we have some jade bean, and these are going at the very end over there. So I'm gonna lay out my seed packets here, and I also have written down in my little book here my spacing. So what I'm gonna do next is create my rows, and then put my seeds in where they need to go. So let's have at it. So this particular variant, this green romaine lettuce right here, is planted in 12-inch spacing, 1/8 inch deep. And so we're gonna have a little bit of a bunched up kind of planting here, but we're gonna make the best of it. So this here will be my first row. So I'm gonna go here and I'm just gonna draw a little line with my finger. Pretty simple little line like this. And that will be my first row. And this will be with the green romaine lettuce variety. So here I go. So what I'll do is I'll just pour some of these into my hand, like so. Little guys, you can see. And I'm gonna take just a little pinch, so it's just a couple, and I'm gonna drop them down in. And I'm gonna go every 12, well, I'll probably go about every 10 inches, because I'm gonna have a couple little spots here. And just want to put a couple seeds in there. And so that will be my row of green romaine lettuce right there. Okay, and then after you plant it in, just kind of, it's an 1/8 inch deep, so I'm just gonna take my hand and just lightly brush the soil back over the seeds, like so. And then I'm gonna lay this on top of my row so that when I come back I can label this so I know what's in there. And so I'm gonna continue this down now with the iceberg lettuce next, and I'm gonna make that row happen right here. All right, a little handy kind of thing here is having these, I've got this little box of planting labels, and it's good to just put a little label on while you're planting. So I just put it down in the ground right in front of the row that I'm gonna take care of, and just kind of angle it back so you can see it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And so I'll just go straight down the row here and get all those and get this whole bed planted out that way. All right, so as I'm going along, I'm just kind of leveling the dirt out because I didn't level it before planting the garden or getting my seeds organized here. So I'm just, with my hand, you know, just kind of going over it and leveling it out a bit, pulling out any excess weeds that might be in here. You know, and just showing it a little bit of compassion to make it nice and level, packing it down a little bit. It's such a small garden that I can work 100% in this with my hands. I don't need any tools. I don't need any extra equipment. All I really need is my seeds and the will to get this baby growing. So let's see what we can do. Alright, that is it. I've got my little vegetable garden here all planted out, and the last and final step is to give it a good soak with my Bosmere Haws can that I did a review on last year. So I've had this baby for a year, and I re-implemented the sprinkle spout end for this purpose, which I usually don't use, and I kind of explained that in my other review of this watering can. But I'm just gonna give this thing a really good soak, and then continue to tend after it. And what I'll do is we'll just keep checking in and see how this thing goes. All right, that's it. We're all planted, watered, seeded. Everything's in. Everything's great. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. You know, gardens they're experimental. You know, and somebody like me who's actually an amateur gardener, you never know what you're gonna get. I'm sure that I sowed the seeds too close together, and people will point that out in the comments, but you know, this is a learning process, so I'm hoping to learn from this, and I'm hoping to see some growth in here. So stay tuned and watch what happens, and together we're going to grow this garden. Thanks for watching.